My final Shameless Season 3 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important. If you aren't caught up to the point where I am, and rewatching or watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And while I never did reviews of Shameless on this channel when the show was airing, I did, however, do a Shameless series finale rant video when the series finale of Shameless aired. So if you want to hear me complain about the Shameless series finale, it's not a review, it's just me complaining of what they did versus what they should have did. Click right here with about 20 seconds left to go in the video. That's the end screen. That'll give you the link to that video. And make sure you leave your comments if you've seen every single episode of Shameless. Again, spoilers if you have to be caught up with every single episode. But this will be Shameless Season 3, Episode 12, the Series 3 finale. The title of this episode is called Survival of the Fittest. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode a few days ago. Frank's cellmate Julius looks like he wants Frank to bend over to give him some dick, but it turns out that Julius needs to just use the crapper again. And that's it. And yeah, he's got to go bad. And then Frank falls over as he needs drugs and alcohol. As his body malfunctions if he doesn't have that in his system. Carl is using a squirt gun in the house. Not moving to Michigan. Lip is going to be the first Gallagher to get a diploma. Pretty big deal there. Ian is in his full army getup. Debbie pesters Fiona, and I mean really pesters Fiona about moving to Michigan, and Fiona says she doesn't know. Fiona calls Jimmy and leaves a message mad that he didn't have the decency to call her after 2 years. Fucking asshole. Frank wakes up with the doctor. The doctor tells Frank that he has liver cancer, liver damage, which Frank kind of already knew from his last visit that he had with somebody. And he tells Frank he needs to stop drinking. Stop drinking before it kills you. He's being released from prison or jail, or they'd have to pay to treat him. They'd have to treat him. So they don't want to do it, so you can go. To us, you didn't do shit. All you did was rob a gay couple, and we don't care. That's basically what they're telling Frank. So Frank goes to the alibi and starts getting shots. Ian wants to enlist in the army as he's ready now. Fiona, Kev, and V are setting up for a surprise party for Lip. It's moments like this that make the job worth it as Healy, the counselor, gives Lip his diploma, and then Lip says, "See you, Dick," or "See you, Dick." What an asshole. He tried to help Lip out, and Lip didn't really show that much appreciation, and he just folds the diploma up and puts it in his back pocket. Lip goes to get a shot at the alibi from Kate. Frank says that you could tap that to Lip, and then Frank is asked by Lip why he took the rap for Carl, and Frank is like, well, it's family, and, that's what it was. And then we have a push-up contest, and Frank wins. Lip gives Frank the money, Lip hugs Frank, and honestly, Lip usually isn't this nice to Frank. This is the first time that Lip and Frank have not, Lip usually basically treats Frank like a piece of shit. So Frank's buying scotch and a lobster to continue this, to help celebrate Lip's graduation from high school. Fiona calls Jimmy again. She says she didn't mean to not come home. Just give me a call. I'll talk to you later. She said, I don't come home tonight, but she actually just meant for that night. But she wanted him to come home, is what she says. Sheila says goodbye to Jaime, Jody, and Karen in a very touching moment. I actually do like Karen as a character on Shameless a lot, even though she's psychotic, and I also do like Jody as a character. I guess I undervalued Jody the first time I watched this show, because this time I'm watching it, I actually like Jody's character. So no more goodbyes. See you soon. I'm going to miss Jody and Karen. Never to be seen on Shameless again. Unfortunately, yeah. Spoiler alert: they don't come back. We don't see Karen or Jody again, or Jaime. Sheila's going to go with Debbie back to the Gallagher house. Fiona goes to see Jimmy's dad. Have you seen him lately? It's been a week, and he tells Fiona that that's what Jimmy does, but he's done it many times, but this may be different. Like, he wants to have control. If he doesn't get control, then I'm out, sort of thing. And then, of course, Jimmy's dad asks, how's Ian doing? How's Ian doing? Because he absolutely loves Ian. Carol's been pregnant for 12 weeks, so she lied and said she wasn't pregnant. Ian is going to ROTC training. Carol swears she had no idea. Kev's trying to keep the peace between Carol and V. Kev says, once you go white, you always stay tight. That's a pretty funny line by Kev. And then Carol admits she thought she might be pregnant. And then Carol says she was lonely, and so she wanted to get, Kevin's affection. Frank and Lip are getting along at dinner, so they continue to get along in this episode. And then Lip is done with school and says he has no idea what he's going to do. No plans. Frank says Lip's future should be live life every day like it's his last. Kind of like how Frank does things. And then, in true Gallagher fashion, Lip and Frank leave the restaurant without paying, even though Frank had a bunch of money by winning that push-up contest against all the people doing push-ups against him. And Fiona wants the new position at work, and Mike tells Fiona she can't get it, but she's been a great asset to the company. Frank and Lip go ice skating. I'm not sure why they went ice skating. Lip pukes, domino effect. Frank then pukes, but he pukes up a lot of blood and then passes out, and then they call an ambulance for Frank. Beto stops by the Gallagher house and gives Fiona an envelope with money and says Jimmy wanted her to have this. He says Jimmy said she was too good for him. And then Fiona gets the word about Frank. So Jimmy's apparently dead, from what we're led to believe, based on kind of how Beto is and like what happened. He got lured onto that boat. So yeah, Frank says what the doctor said to him was Dr. Mumbo Jumbo. Fiona says they say Frank he'll die if he doesn't stop drinking. And then Fiona says the kids would be devastated if anything happened to Frank. Fiona also says if he doesn't stop, she'll know he didn't give a shit about any of them. And then Ian stops over at the Malkovich home. Ian tells Mickey about the commitment to ROTC for 4 years. Lip shows Fiona his piece of paper, his diploma. Partied for Lip. What's Sheila doing here? That's funny. So Sheila, who didn't leave the house before and then kind of left the house at times, is now like hanging out at the Gallagher house. Well, starting from here and then in season 4, she just randomly goes over there to clean stuff because that's what keeps Sheila entertained. And Fiona gives a face of I don't know when he asks, and Sheila has nothing else to do. Debbie tells Sheila now that there's an empty nest, it's time for her to start making new friends. Very good point. Ian gives Lip a joint. Debbie asks Fiona what's going to happen to Daddy, and Fiona says he always finds a way. Oh, by the way, we're not moving to Michigan. Jimmy's not coming back. Carl goes to the hospital and starts to shave Frank's head so the sun rays can heal his cancer, because that's what Frank did for Carl, even though Carl really didn't have cancer, but he's too dumb to realize that he was part of Frank's scheme. And now Sheila has invited people over, and it's a passion party showing off all her sex toys, and she certainly has a lot of them. Everyone needs help filling out the order form, so Sheila's going to get a bunch of orders. And then Fiona is going to get a 2-week trial for the new job, as she was able to with the money that Beto gave her to have something on her record that would give her some qualifications for this new place or this new job at Worldwide Cup. So Lip tells Mandy he got into MIT. He tells her thank you, and Mandy asks if he's going to go, and he kind of says, doesn't really tell her. Frank, with Carl's help, he leaves the hospital. Fiona calls Jimmy one last time, last message, wherever you are, bye. Man, I like Jimmy as a character. It's sad that he's gone for the time being here. And that message of saying bye ends the episode and the season, and there's no mid-credits scene. So I'm going to score this episode a 9.1 out of 10. And my characters of the episode, I'm going to give the male one to Lip, as he is the first Gallagher that got a diploma, and he's going to MIT, and it's going to be good for him. And then Fiona, just of all the things that she's done, the culmination, and her like thanking Jimmy Steve, but thinking that he's done with her completely. Okay, bye, we're done. I get it. So yeah, pretty good ending of the season. I don't think this is my favorite finale. I think season 1 was better, and season 2. Now they kind of all gel together, and I can't remember what exactly happened in season 2 at the end, but I think those were both better than this one. But this one probably was more consistent all the way through, I think, and I really started to get into the show during this season. Like, I'm enjoying doing these Shameless reviews, where at first I was dreading them because it's just annoying to type everything down that I'm thinking. So you've heard what I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Shameless and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you're Hulk smashing that like button. Share the video with anybody you know. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are. What would you rate the episode, and whom would be your male and female characters of the episode, and maybe your favorite moment if you want to rank the 3 seasons thus far. I'm going to have a hard time ranking this show because everything kind of gels together. So after I watch it all, I'm going to read like 2 or 3 times what happens on Wikipedia and see if I can know what exactly happens in each season of Shameless. And don't forget to click right here to see my Shameless series finale rant video. Remember, you have to watch every single episode of Shameless before watching that. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.